Jennifer McEachern, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the Polaris Project. This is my room. I've got some audience members, Dr. Edmiston, Miss Bowles, and I'm using note cards. All right. Right now, as you sit here, someone is being sold. In the time it takes me to give this speech, dozens will be forced into labor and sex work. This isn't something happening in just distant countries. It's happening right here in our community, in Abilene. I never understood the scope of this crisis until I took a class here at McMurray University on human trafficking. It changed everything for me. It opened up my eyes to a world of modern day slavery. It ignited a passion in me which compels me to talk to you today. But let me be clear about what human trafficking is. It is the use of force, fraud, or coercion to obtain some type of labor or sex act. Anyone can be trafficked, even you. And anybody can be a trafficker. They could be your neighbor. They could be your spouse. They could be your teacher. It's the most insidious crime because it hides in plain sight. But the Polaris Project is a beacon of hope. Polaris is the leading survivor-centered, justice and equity-driven movement to end human trafficking. The reality of human trafficking isn't abstract. It lives in the experiences of real people who have survived humanity's darkest corners. Susanna, a survivor, was taken from state to state for over 4 years and endured unimaginable abuse. Aubrey Els was taken for over 10 years, and her trafficker told her when she would eat, when she would sleep, if she could eat, or if she could sleep. These are testimonies of survivors from our country. 25 million people globally are currently being trafficked. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry, 150 billion to be exact. And 99 billion of that comes from sex trafficking alone. Every minute we delay supporting programs like the Polaris Project equals more victims. But here's what should inspire us. For every person trapped, there is potential for rescue, for restoration, and for justice. The Polaris Project exists to turn that potential into reality. Founded in 2002, they were named after the North Star, which guided enslaved people to freedom. They have become the definitive authority on human trafficking in the United States. They operate the national hotline. They've created the largest publicly available data set on human trafficking in America. Survivors, who are the ultimate experts, make up part of their leadership, along with experts and data scientists. Language matters when you're talking about human trafficking, because the word rescue can turn people off. Because they don't think they're being trafficked. They think this is just their life. Since being founded, the Polaris Project has received 463,109 signals. They've identified 112,822 cases of human trafficking. And they have connected 568,000 victims to services. But Polaris doesn't just respond to crises, they prevent them. They're mapping trafficking networks, they're identifying vulnerabilities for law enforcement to exploit. They work with businesses to eliminate supply chains. Did you know the chocolate, the tea, the clothes, the products that we enjoy are most likely products of labor trafficking? Technology solutions Polaris uses are making trafficking riskier for the traffickers. The data intelligence Polaris collects every day benefits all anti-trafficking efforts. The fact that victims and perpetrators can be anyone makes this extremely complex to combat. There's no geographical or demographic that this falls into. It could happen anywhere at any time. So the organization needs to understand the universal nature of it to be successful. And Polaris has the expertise, the infrastructure, and the track record, but they can't do it alone. We need your help. They need your help. You can donate at polarisproject.org. You can be an advocate by contacting your representatives and pushing for legislation against human trafficking. You can share the national hotline at 1-888-373-7888. Or you could be a partner with businesses by using the Good On You app to find businesses that ethically source their materials. But most importantly, you can watch. You can pay attention, and you can report suspicious activity. But you can also get involved locally here, right in Abilene, with the RVCC. The Regional Victims Crisis Center here in Abilene has been serving trafficking survivors since 1977. They have 24/7 professional counselors and victim advocates. Did you know that Texas has the second highest sex trafficking rate in the United States? Abilene is not immune. It's happening right here. You can volunteer as a victim advocate. You can donate to the operations, or you can share the RVC's crisis hotline at 325-677-7895. Together, the Polaris Project and the RVCC create a national intelligence. They work together locally and internationally to create intervention. Human trafficking thrives in darkness, ignorance, and inaction. But the Polaris Project brings light, knowledge, and decisive action to the fight. With proven credibility, measurable impact, and unwavering commitment to survivors. Like one survivor, James Evans, said, he discovered in 2007 that none of us are alone in this fight. The question is not, can we afford to support? The question is, how can we afford not to? Every day delayed is more freedom lost. But every action brings someone closer to freedom. The path forward is clear. It's our turn to walk it and to make a difference by supporting the Polaris Project and the RVCC. Thank you.